first demonstration will involve reducing a sample in half using Riffle shoot splitter for correlation testing. Typically in Iowa DOT labs, we have a 2-inch opening splitter and a 1-inch opening splitter. In our IM 336, as well as in section 3 in the instruction text, it gives some restrictions on using these. If we're using the 1-inch splitter, we can reduce samples down up to and including a 3/4 inch top size. Anything larger than 3/4 of an inch, then we need to use the 2-inch splitter to avoid plugging chutes up. Iowa DOT, by the way, typically does not require running gradation samples on gradation products over 1.5-inch top size. That will be discussed when we do our virtual meeting. These style of splitters come with a catch pan, or a splitting pan, I should say, to introduce the material. Whatever pan size we're using can be no wider than the opening of the chutes, so it'll fit down to provide even splitting. It is also permissible, and usually the preferred method for most people because it tends to be easier, to use these flat catch pans that are used in our box sieve shakers, which we will be looking at here in a little bit. But again, they fit essentially the exact opening of the chutes. So I place the catch pan there. I have my field sample that had to be, in this case, is a 3/4 inch material. The field sample had to be gotten in 3 separate increments to add to the field sample, and it had to weigh at least 30 pounds. Simply dump the material out as much as we're comfortable with working with. When I dump that material out, it will tend to segregate. We have coarser material up here, our finer material drop down here. So we need to blend and then spread it out across the entire pan at approximately the same depth. When we introduce this material then into the splitter, we need to try to provide even flow across the center of the chutes. Occasionally you might get a pop out coming out from the chute, popping out of the pan. If that's the case, that material doesn't go back into the splitter, it goes back into the side of the pan that it popped out. We need to continue splitting the material. We have to split entire increments. I just lost one. Probably should have gone the other direction. Again, spreading the material out. The IM states that the material using the Riffle shoot splitter needs to be in a dry enough condition to allow free flow of material going through the chutes so that we're not plugging up the chutes, especially if we're having to be using the 1-inch splitter on 3/4 inch material. Also, you need to remember any dust that's accumulating, shall we say, in the opening of the chutes. That is part of your sample, so you need to make sure that you're getting the dust out. If we were using this splitter to reduce down a field sample of concrete sand that's in a damp condition. The process would be the same process.